Diego Martin, Trinidad, June 30th, 2025. What began as a quiet Saturday evening in the northwestern valleys of Trinidad quickly turned into a night of chaos, fear, and destruction. By dawn on Sunday, June 30th, 2025, the Diego Martin region was submerged under floodwaters, the result of an intense weather system driven by the Intertropical Convergence Zone, ITCZ, and the passage of Tropical Wave 10. The deluge overwhelmed rivers, triggered landslides, and left thousands of residents reeling from one of the most severe flooding events in recent memory. A night of relentless rain. The Trinidad and Tobago Weather Center had forecast moderate to heavy rainfall over the weekend, but few anticipated the sheer volume that would fall over Diego Martin and its surrounding communities. Rain began falling steadily late Saturday night and intensified in the early hours of Sunday. By 1 p.m., the Diego Martin River and the East Dry/St. Anne's River had reached full capacity. The Glencoe River, a tributary that snakes through the hills of La Horquette, breached its banks, sending torrents of water cascading through residential streets. Rainfall accumulations in the region were estimated between 50 and 100 millimeters, with localized areas experiencing even higher totals. The low tide at 1:06 p.m. provided some relief, allowing for faster runoff, but by then, the damage had already been done. In Glencoe, the scene was apocalyptic. La Horquette Valley Road was transformed into a river, with water levels reaching the windows of parked cars. A retaining wall at the La Horquette Road community grounds collapsed, triggering a minor landslip that blocked access to several homes. Councillor Amber Keynes, who represents the Glencoe Goodwood/La Puerta district, confirmed that the Diego Martin Borough Corporation was inundated with reports of landslides in La Puerta and surrounding areas. "We've never seen anything like this," said Keynes. "The water came so fast. One moment it was raining, and the next, people were climbing onto their roofs." Goodwood Gardens, Lance Maiden Road, and Raphael Terrace were among the hardest-hit neighborhoods. Residents reported waist-deep water inside homes, with furniture, appliances, and personal belongings floating in the murky floodwaters. Along the western main road in Kokore, traffic came to a standstill as floodwaters surged through the streets, stranding vehicles and forcing businesses to shutter early. For many residents, the flood was not just a natural disaster. It was a deeply personal crisis. "I've lived in Diego Martin for 42 years," said 67-year-old retiree Harold James. "I've seen floods before, but nothing like this. The water came in through the back door and was up to my chest in minutes." In Petit Valley, 29-year-old single mother Alana Joseph described the panic of trying to evacuate her two children. "We were asleep when the water started coming in. I grabbed my kids and ran upstairs. Everything downstairs is gone. Our fridge, the TV, even my daughter's school books." Social media was flooded with videos and photos showing the extent of the damage. One widely shared clip showed a man using a kayak to navigate through the streets of Glencoe, while another captured a landslide in Fort George that blocked the main road and cut off access to several homes. The Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government confirmed that its disaster management unit was working in tandem with the Diego Martin Borough Corporation and other state agencies to respond to the crisis. Emergency crews were deployed to clear debris, restore access to blocked roads, and assist residents in need. The Ministry of Works and Infrastructure reported that pumping stations at El Socorro, Bamboo 1 and 2, Port of Spain, and Tulsa Trace and Penal were fully operational and helping to alleviate floodwaters. However, the sheer volume of rain overwhelmed many of the region's aging drainage systems. Despite the severity of the flooding, the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service, TTMS, did not issue any official weather alerts, watches, or warnings. Their forecast for the day indicated only a 30% chance of isolated thunderstorms, primarily in southern Trinidad. This lack of formal warning has drawn criticism from residents and local officials alike. "We need better communication," said Councillor Keynes. "People were caught off guard. If we had known the rain would be this bad, we could have taken precautions. As the floodwaters began to recede, new concerns emerged. Pools of stagnant water in low-lying areas became breeding grounds for mosquitoes, raising fears of dengue, chikungunya, and other vector-borne diseases. The Ministry of Health dispatched mobile units to distribute bottled water, disinfectants, and mosquito repellents in the hardest-hit areas.